For our Wednesday episode, we got 6'2" guard out of Salpointe Catholic High School way down in Tucson, Arizona, Canyon Torres. Was a part of the runner-up state title team last year. Appreciate you coming on, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. Let's get right into it. You're just telling me before we start recording, played for a couple club teams this summer. Did your high school team participate in Section 7 as well?
Yeah, we did.
So how's the summer been? How's fall league been for you guys? Kind of give us an update on what it's been like.
Yeah. Well, summer was great. It was a big learning opportunity for a couple of young guys that we had on JV last year. They're going to be very beneficial for us this year. And fall league, we haven't really played any games yet, but we have open gyms. We're lifting 3 times a week, just trying to get our chemistry up. We're going to have a couple of scrimmages to learn on what we need to work on and other factors. But yeah,
you guys had a really good team last year. We're looked as like one of the best in the state, had a lot of seniors. Has there kind of been like not necessarily a culture shift, but kind of just like, does it feel a bit newer now with a lot of the guys that were on the team last year not going to be there anymore?
oh yeah, for sure. I feel like last year was great. The seniors were very good friends of mine. Been playing with them since freshman year. But yeah, it's like this year it's just a whole nother experience, a whole nother culture. Like these are like kids I've grown up with, and like that we've talked about playing our senior year together since when we were little, and like it's just so exciting. And like we all know what it takes to go to state, and we just need to finish the job.
Yeah, well, let's get into that. You guys were 26-3 last year. Was looked at as one of the best teams in the state. Also made to the state title game, like I said in the intro, runners up to Nate Calmise and Mesquite, which I don't necessarily know if they were the better team. I don't know that much about it. I know he had a great year. He's like one of the top leading scorers in the state, got a lot of popularity at Lamar University now. You guys seem like the more all-around put together team. Unfortunately, came up short. Before we get into the rest of the season, I want to focus on that game for a second. What was kind of the feeling around your guys' school, around the team? What was kind of the vibe like before you guys made the drive up here to be in the state title game?
Oh well, the vibe was it was like everyone was a bit like on the edge of the seat because coming in like everyone knows hey like we're gonna think we're gonna win. You know what I mean? Like if you don't come with that mentality, you're not gonna succeed most of the time. And it was like 2 years ago prior to we had the state championship with our previous team with like Evan Nelson, those type of kids, and like just so much pressure. And like we were so confident in ourselves, like we thought we were gonna win. Obviously it didn't come our way, but like just the experience, everything leading up to it was great. Like we game planned uh and just didn't fall our way that night. But I feel like overall our team that year, if we had another chance, I feel like maybe I would bet that the outcome would change for sure.
What were some of the takeaways you had from that game? I can pull up the box score. I mean, 64-58 for you guys. Calmise had 34 points. His team, I mean, not really anybody else was participating for you guys. You had 6 and then 13 for both Smotherman and Rosenblatt. And then Julian had 11. Take us through that game. What were some things that stuck out to you and just like not, I guess necessarily how you guys came up short at the end?
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of it was mental toughness. Like we've never been in a situation before. Like we usually that year we never really were like really close with anyone at halftime.
Mm.
Like and like we were up by 2 at half, and the locker room was just so like negative because like we thought we should be like Like we know the way that we play, and we know that we could have been playing way better. So it was just like a negative type of vibe, and I feel like it was a little bit of mental toughness, and B, like some in-game adjustments we could have made to maybe slow down Nate, even though he's a great player. Like he was hard to stop. Like I take pride on my defense, and like he made it really hard for me and everyone else. We tried to throw different looks at him, but it was just so hard. He's just a good player.
Yeah. So let's get into the year. I got your schedule up, and I was looking at it before we hopped on. I'm super impressed by you guys. You're down in Tucson, so not you guys probably don't get necessarily the respect you deserve being down south. You're not in it with Pinnacle, DM, Perry, Sunny Slope, all the guys that get a lot of popularity because you're close. You guys lost back-to-back games against Davis, a high school from Utah, and Sunny Slope in some neutral tournaments. You guys didn't lose a freaking game until the state championship that year. Some ones I just looked at that caught my eye: 61-33 against ALA, 66-42 against Chola, 57-44 against Paradise Honors, 81-57 against Nagalas, 65-35 against CFHS, 71-44 against Rio Rico. Did that Sunny Slope game piss you guys off, or how come we literally didn't see a single loss until the state championship?
No, the thing is, the year before we were also really good the year before, my sophomore year, and we were undefeated as well going into that game too. And we thought we were gonna compete. They blew our butt out, bro. Like it was like something we've never seen. And we want revenge. Like me and the juniors were like, we gotta like get it back. You know what I mean? And unfortunately we did it. But like then again, they have Elijah and Oakland, really top players in the state, like really good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like none of us like losing, and like we wanted to get that number one spot in the playoffs, so we didn't have to go through like St. Mary's. They had to play like all the good teams, like all on that one side of the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that teams on our side weren't good, but like there's a difference between playing the one and the three, one in the 4 seed versus one in the 3 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Difference for us, and we really wanted the 1 seed, and we knew we would have to win out in order to get that.
Yeah, you got your guys' playoff win 65-57 against Cactus, which I believe they have a big. I've been trying to get on Brady.
Yeah,
Kid's an absolute monster for his age and his height. Deer Valley, another good squad, and then of course Mesquite. Leading up to the playoffs, Rio Rico, Cactus, Deer Valley. What was the message your coaching staff and maybe some of the leaders on the team kind of had? What was the mentality going into the playoffs?
Basically just finish the job. Like we all have one goal. The end goal is get to state. Once we get to state, focus up. It's just on next game mentality. Doesn't matter how we win, as long as we get the win, and that's about it. Thankfully, we did in pretty good fashion, but yeah, it's just next game mentality, one game at a time.
You were talking about club ball as well. You played for Arizona Select and then a team out in Vegas.
Yeah.
What things have you focused on most this off season to be able to make, your senior year, your best season yet?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is not much basketball skill wise. It's more about like becoming a better leader, both on and off the court. Cause yeah, I've working on like getting my shot better, getting my handle right, like being more of a guard like type player. Like yeah, I'm a guard, but like be able to handle the rock like just like a really good point guard. But leader wise, I just want to be there to be like a team captain this year, be able to, if we're struggling, be able to get us out of that type of situation. And yeah, that's about it.
So I recorded with Gabe Proctor yesterday. He's going to be tomorrow's episode. You're going to be Wednesdays. I talked to him about just his team and some of the teams he was looking forward to playing against. And we'll get into that for you this year. But he said, though, that, the game between Salpointe and Cienega is definitely going to be a good one. Is that a rivalry for you guys? Is that someone you're looking forward to playing against? talk a little bit about, that seems like the two best teams down south where you guys are. So maybe talk about some of the games that you've had with them.
Yeah. Last year, yeah, we played them. It was really close game. It went down to the wire. We thought we should have blown them out, but they played a really tough 2-3 zone that we weren't really ready for, and we weren't really making shots that game. But yeah, all props to them. They're a really good squad. I know a lot of people on that team. They're all my friends. Played basketball with them since I was little. But yeah, they're gonna be a good squad, and their student section is always out to get us, and it's just. I mean, that's like the funnest time to play against stuff, like when it's like that.
So you're 6'2". You're going to be looked at as probably more of one of the major important factors for this team. What can we expect from Canyon Torres this year?
I'm hoping to be more consistent offensively. I had a couple pretty good games, dropping 20 in whenever I needed to, and I'm hoping to be more consistent with that. I want to be a defensive player of the year again, and I want to be the player of the year. Hopefully, that's my goal. But yeah, I just want to be whatever it takes to win, honestly. But I want to be able to improve, be more consistent offensively.
You guys, I guess necessarily are in not like the toughest division. I had we got a lot of kids on, they have to play Basha, Hamilton, Chandler. Like there's a lot of divisions like that. I would love to hear your thoughts though. I asked Gabe about this yesterday. What is the basketball scene like down there? You're not necessarily getting probably the most recognition, the most exposure because you guys are far away from, where most of the kids are in the AIA system. But what are your thoughts on just basketball down south in Tucson?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of dogs. Like if you're not a dog, you're not gonna be able to compete with the Phoenix kids, and that's as simple as it gets. My AAU coach said it best. Like if you like literally that if you're not a dog, get off the court. Like the Phoenix kids, like they're different. Like they get the recognition they deserve, and like if we want to get the recognition we deserve, we gotta be like them and like show them that we can compete too, just as good if not better. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of good hidden gems here that don't really get the recognition that they deserve because like they don't get the spotlight. But it's good to always play the Phoenix teams, and that's kind of why we like playing the Phoenix teams sometimes, just to put like our name on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't really get like down south we get the recognition, but like Phoenix is a whole different story. It's a whole different like atmosphere. But yeah.
What's one word you would say best describes your game? You just talked about how your coach emphasizes you got to play with a lot of toughness, a lot of dog mentality. But for you specifically, what's one word you would say best describes how you play?
I would say passionate, like just because like I hate losing so much. Like the state game, like literally like was like so hard on me. But at the same time, like it's just like in the game, if I'll do the dirty work, like at the when we played like that really the kid on Cactus, the really good was it Cactus? Yeah, the tall
with
kid.
with Brady?
Yeah, yeah, Brady. He's tough, but like I used to be help side. He used to like he's so tall that he like doesn't bring it low. But I have to like get in there somehow, like do the dirty work. You know what I mean? Like I'm so passionate about it. Like defensively, I take a pride in that. And like I said, I hate losing. So whenever I lose, it's just like a whole different like it's just hard to. I try to do whatever I can not to do it.
Yeah, I got him up right here. 6'11". He averaged
Yeah.
19 a game last year and shot 63% from the field with 14 rebounds. And you at 6'2", I don't necessarily know who the tallest guy on your team was, but most guys average around like that 6'3", 6'4" range. So when a kid like him comes or anybody, over that like 6'8", 6'9" range, it's going to be difficult for you guys to guard him. But you talk about you're a defensive player of the year, and I want to get into your goals in a second. Is there anybody you try to play like, or that's either in college or the league, that you try to take pieces of their game and add to yours?
Um, so I feel like there's one person, and I wouldn't say I play like him, but like I just love everything he does, like on the court. And he went to U of A, TJ McConnell. I don't know if you know him, but he
Mm-hmm.
plays right now, and he kind of inspires me because he's so like he's kind of short, but like the way he plays, like and like the way he's like has to be like a dog in order to like make his mark on the game is just
Mm-hmm.
so inspirational and like someone he's a good leader. He plays defense. He does all the little things that sometimes are on the box sheet, but they add up and he impacts the game.
Were you able to go to any U of A games last year?
Yeah, I actually did. I loved going them.
I do want to ask you, you brought up the Pacers, and I just joined fantasy basketball for the first time last night. I
Yeah,
picked up Ben Matherin.
great pick.
That dude is
Great pick.
going to be an absolute problem in the league.
Oh, I
Um,
know.
he's a guy that I love. You know, you talk about how you like to play passionate on the defense side of the ball. He seems like that type of guy that just does not give two shits about anybody else in the court and has that dog in him. Um, I'm sure you got to see him play last year. He was a
Oh
big
yeah.
factor on that team. Was there anything that you liked about how he plays that
Oh
you're like, I want to try to add that to my game as well?
yeah. Actually, yeah. My brother's actually a coach for the U of A, and
Oh, really?
yeah. And he knows like the player development coach, and he's giving me advice on some things. But yeah, his floater game, he's so smooth. Like you don't like, and like his burst is crazy. Like his finishes, like everything about him is just like elite. And like you could tell when you played. I don't know if you watched him against TCU in March Madness where
Mm-hmm.
he went off. Like, dude, his game is so smooth, and I'm not even surprised he's doing this in the NBA because watching him last year, you could just tell like he was ready for it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it was his either draft interview, like post draft, getting introduced in Indiana, or I think it might have been preseason. He said he thinks he's the greatest of all time. He's like, I don't really care about anybody. He's like, I don't really care about LeBron, and I'm like, he's showed it in the first
Yeah.
3 games. I mean, I think he had like 26, 27, I think like 18 last night.
He's a
Um,
dog.
so you averaged 12 a game though last year, 3.5 assists, 4.5 rebounds, and I think 2 steals a game. I think I saw. What goals have you set or are going to set for the season? Where I think we're like 4 weeks away now, kind of from preseason and stuff like that. What goals have you set for yourself to be able to reach this year personally? And then we'll get to your team goals in a second.
Personally, you mean like numbers wise, or you mean like
Yeah, just numbers wise, anything you kind of want to average or have set for yourself this year.
yeah, I think numbers wise, I want to average about 20, uh, higher than 20, and then assists, I want to get around 6, and then rebounds are like 5. And because this year I'm getting more of like the offensive role, I think it's going to be more weight on my shoulders to produce, which is nice because I've always wanted to. Is like this is your senior year, you got to, and yeah, I'm just excited for that. And then you want to know about the team or well, what?
Yeah. So you guys are, of course, I guess, a powerhouse down where you are. You're looked at as one of the best teams in the state, one of the most consistent teams, not just in basketball, but football as well. I know. Um, what goals have you set as a team collectively? I'm sure reaching state again is one of them, but is there anybody specifically you want to beat? Is there any, like, I'm sure undefeated in your division or region, but just kind of give me some team goals you guys have set as a team or you think are going to set soon.
Yeah, like my coach always says this, and he always like he just has a joke, but it has truth to it. Salpointe doesn't what is it? Salpointe doesn't rebuild it. We reload.
Mm,
And I think as funny as it sounds, it's true. Like we've gone to the final four, uh, final. I think we've gone to state 5 out of 7 last years,
wow.
and I think this year, team wise, yeah, we want to get a state championship. I think one team that we're really looking forward to is always probably the best hype game of the year is Catalina Foothills. I don't know if you heard about that rivalry. Always crazy. Like there's so much like because we're all good friends with them, and it's just like insane. Like last year we beat them by 30, but usually split it, and it's just like that game's gonna be crazy this year because they got pretty good team this year. But yeah, overall, I think we wanna be able to win a 4A state championship. Uh, I think there's an open division this year, which will
Hmm.
be which will be interesting because never had it before. I don't know if there's a shot clock. I heard rumors about it, but
I believe there is. I saw a picture on Twitter from someone
yeah,
that said a new shot clock had been put up in the gym.
yeah, and I think that might change a little things in the game, but not anything major. But I think overall it's just state championship and um, and competing in every game we can.
Yeah, I want to talk to you just about AIA for a second in general. A lot of people, I'm sure that you follow too, like True and the guys from the McClintock and a lot of people, they've went the prep route. You have though stayed because of probably how consistent Salpointe is. And
Yeah,
there's I don't know necessarily know the field in Tucson, but I'm sure there's not a lot of like prep schools out
yeah,
there that compare to what Salpointe has done for you. Um, how much have you loved playing in AIA, playing against the guys you have? And with this open division, I'm sure you guys are going to be one of the teams in it if you do as well as you have in years past. Um, how do you think that's going to change the landscape of how AIA is?
yeah. Honestly, I think AI is great. I just think that prep has I don't know maybe more opportunities for people uh to get like noticed more. I think that's the biggest difference because uh divisions wise there's like 1A, 2A, 3A. Like if you're really good and you play for a 3A team, you're not gonna get looked. Like you
Mm-hmm.
got prep. And as like I've played some great players like Elijah in Oakland, Nate, like all of them are really good. I think I'm gonna play Styles this year for St. Mary's, and but yeah, I think there's a lot of great players. AI's I like the shot clock that they're gonna add. I think Prep already had that type of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think Prep's a good thing. I think AIA is a good thing. It's just really what you want to do, like how you like. I love playing AIA because of playing for representing my school. I love doing that, getting the whole like senior experience, getting the whole high school experience. Like that's more of like the big factor for me. But yeah, just that in general.
You brought up Styles. I was able to go and watch him at Willow Canyon High School a couple weeks ago. Him and Cash played Edu Prize with AJ Thomas. Styles is a bad dude. I
Yeah,
was
bro.
I know he's a junior only, but you guys have a complete team, but he's a problem and he's gonna be really tough to play. I'm gonna try to get him on soon because I know he's getting a lot of recognition. But he's a bad dude. But who are you most looking forward to playing against? I have your upcoming schedule up, and I can see the teams y'all are playing against. Um, you're playing Mesa in a
Yeah.
non-section and Brophy to kick
Yeah.
off in December.
In the name.
Um, is there anybody else you're looking forward to playing against? Any players specifically besides schools that you're looking forward to playing against?
Um. Uh. I mean, like you hit on the spot. I was gonna say, uh, Mesa and Brophy. I think Coda Bennettson. I've played with him since I was little, when he used to live in Tucson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's really good, and like I'm excited to play that because me and him go way back. And then Brophy because everyone talks about them, and I'm like Braden's really good. Armand's like really tough, and like I think just being able to play him and getting the opportunity to maybe like like we're gonna try and upset him, like because I'm sure no one's gonna think we're gonna beat him, but I can bet you that we all do. So,
Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. One last question for you. You guys are an Under Armour school. A lot of heat. I've seen a lot of kids, they're all in Kobe's, and I don't know how, these 16, 17-year-old kids are affording $600 Kobe's, but what are we going to see on feet this year? What are some of your favorite shoes that we'll see Canyon Torres in this year?
So yeah, we're Under Armour school, but I think I'm gonna rock. I don't know if they care that much, but I'm gonna rock maybe the new LeBron 20s or a pair of Currys. We'll see. I'm trying to get, or even the new GT cut shoes that are extremely tough, but I'm gonna try and compare those.
Yeah, I've seen. I was playing 2K last night, and Book was wearing them and I was like, "What are these shoes?" And like searching about the GT cut. I've never heard of these shoes before.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on, man, and taking time out of your Sunday to chop it up. Anything to shout out? Anything to promote before we get out of here?
No, not at all. Thank you for having me, though. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck. And it seems like you're going to be in this area of the Valley for a couple of games. So I hope to come and watch you guys play this year. But wish you nothing but the best of luck, man, and hope to hear from you soon.